Hello, dear students. So, I welcome you to the next lecture in the novel drug delivery systems. So, the objectives for today's session are we are going to discuss the different types of mucosal drug delivery systems. So, as we have learned that what are the mucosal drug delivery system and why we are, yeah, means what are the rationales behind developing a mucosal drug delivery system. So, we also know that the pharmaceutical dosage form are classified into four categories, that is solid, liquid, semi-solid, and the gas. So, the mucosal drug delivery system can also be formulated in all of these four types, that is solid mucosal, liquid mucosal, semi solid, and the gaseous types. But the major, or we can say the most prominent, are the solid and the semi solid mucosal drug delivery system. The reason behind of their most acceptability is they provide sufficient residence time for the formulation, and ultimately, when the residence time is sufficiently large, so the formulation will resist in the oral mucosa for a longer duration of time, and it will achieve the targeted therapeutic outcomes. So, let us discuss the solids, the semi solids, and their types with some examples as well. So coming towards the solid mucosal drug delivery system, so you can see I have highlighted over here three types, means three examples for these solid mucosal. So coming towards, or let us first discuss the buccal tablets. So these are means different from the conventional tablet, whereas the conventional tablets are meant to be disintegrated in the GIT, means the stomach and the intestine, whereas these buccal tablets are designed in such a fashion that they can release the drug in the buccal mucosa itself. Means they will be developed either for the prompt release. We can have the sublingual or buccal tablets for that, and we can also design a formulation for sustaining or controlling the release. So we can develop the system in such a fashion that it can release the drug either unidirectionally or multidirectionally when in contact with the saliva. So you must be remembering we have discussed three types of formulations: type 1, type 2, and type 3. You can relate those formulation with these formulation. And one more important aspect is buccal tablets are single unit dosage forms. Coming towards the multiparticulate or the multiple unit dosage forms, we can have the microparticles or nanoparticle, means we can encapsulate the drug moiety into the microcapsule or nanocapsule, and because of high surface to volume ratio, we can achieve a better absorption as well as enhanced bioavailability, as well as the product failure chances are least in the micro or nano capsules, because as we compare with the buccal tablet may sometime fail to release the medicament, so the therapeutic outcome will be not achieved by, whereas the micro and nanoparticle, as they are means in the multi-particulate system, so means the failure chances are minimum, and it will also increase the intimate contact with the mucus layer, so thereby enhancing the mucoadhesive nature of the formulation. Now coming towards the third category in the solid that I have put it over here are bioadhesive wafers. So as the name say, they are solid but somewhat brittle in their physical state, and the inner layer will be consisting of the API. For example, you can see antimicrobial agents, whereas the outer covering of this composite wafer will be possessing some adhesive polymers which will be making a intimate contact with the mucosal linings. So in this way bioadhesive wafers can be prepared. Now coming towards the semi-solid mucosal dosage form, so you can see they are neither purely solid nor they are liquid. So semi-solids are generally more patient acceptable because of their means we can say enhance aesthetic appearance. So medicated chewing gums are very much popular nowadays, and they are used to prevent the, or we can say the replacement of nicotine in that particular case, or rehabilitation from the smoking. So when a person is addicted towards tobacco consumption, so we can develop these type of chewing gums. So whenever there is a desire, the particular patient can pop up this medicated chewing gum into his oral cavity, and it will means slowly chew into the oral cavity, and this will seize the desire of the tobacco. So this is a very interesting formulation and very popular nowadays. Now coming towards the another types are the gels. So these are adhesive gels. We are using certain adhesive polysaccharides or gums which make intimate contact with the mucous membrane of the buccal mucosa, and they can provide sustained drug delivery over there as well as buccal patches and films are there. So buccal patches and films are basically developed with the help of solvent casting or hot melt extrusion technique. So solvent casting is basically a laboratory skill technique, whereas the hot melt extrusions are generally used in the industrial applications. So you can see I've put it over here a flowchart for the solvent casting technique. So we are taking the mucoadhesive polymer and treating it with the solvent system and vertexing so that sufficient time is given for the polymer to swell. Then we incorporate certain plasticizers, for example propylene glycol and all, and they are again vertex, and in a different vessel we are dissolving the drug in a suitable solvent and then mixing them properly. Now to the means mucoadhesive system, we are incorporating this drug solution, and then again we are mixing them properly, and after a sufficient time we are pouring them into a clean petri plate and allowing it for the solvent removal. And we are actually drying the patches in an oven at 40 degrees centigrade. So after the solvent evaporation, a particular film will be cast, and we can just peel off the desired patch or film according to our requirement. Coming towards the hot melt extraction, so as you can see the name say hot melt, so it is actually providing us the system in which the polymers are melted, and the subsequent addition of the drug is there, and it is followed by cooling and solidification. So industrially there are two types of extruders, single screw and twin screw. So this is the diagram for the single screw extruder. So you can see the material has been added from the hopper, and a screw is there inside the barrel which rotates and provide a sufficient mixing, and then we have the heating and cooling section simultaneously working. So in this way the product has been form, and we can just extrude out the material from this system. Similarly, twin screw extruders are there in which two screws are working either in the same direction, means they are known as co-rotating extruders, or they are rotating in the opposite direction, so they are known as counter rotating extruders. Now coming towards the last that we are means highlighting over here are the liquid mucosal drug delivery system. So their application is generally applicable towards the local action. So you might be familiar with these type of formulations like mouth washes, or we have mouth fresheners. So they are basically restricted to the local action. So these are the types of dosage form. So thank you dear students.